The Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to be able to table today a petition signed by thousands of Canadians drawing attention to the plight of Afghanistan's religious minorities, in particular the Sikh and Hindu communities. This petition calls for the government to do more to advocate with her Afghan counterpart for the rights of these minorities, and it also asks the Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship to use the powers granted him to create a special program to help persecuted minorities in Afghanistan. The community here in Canada is ready to sponsor these communities. It's been 3 years. It's time for action. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too rise with a petition on behalf of concerned Canadians that are raising awareness about the urgency of the situation of minorities from Afghanistan. They urge this government to act with special and existing programming to address the plight of these people that do need our help urgently today. And so I'm tabling this with thanks to the member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, for his initiative in organizing us all together to make this very strong statement with the avenue of petitions.
Member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's an honour to rise in this place today and to present a petition from thousands of Canadians who are deeply concerned about the plight of religious minorities in Afghanistan, particularly Hindus and Sikhs who have been subjected to significant persecution. The petitioner specifically asked that the Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship create a program that will enable these persecuted minorities to find refuge in Canada, and they further asked the Minister of Global Affairs to raise this issue internationally and to pressure Afghanistan to respect human rights. I also wish to thank the Honourable Member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, for his fine work on this issue.
Member for Milton.
We would like to present a petition signed by thousands of concerned Canadians regarding the situation in Afghanistan with respect to Sikhs and Hindus and their difficulty in having sponsorship here in Canada. Mr. Speaker, this petition is calling upon the Minister of Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship to use his powers to create a special program to help persecuted minorities in Afghanistan, and also asking the Minister of Global Affairs to raise this issue that is so very pressing.
For Markham Unionville.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too have a petition signed by the thousands of Canadians asking for the government to do more for the plight of the Afghani Sikhs and Hindus. Mr. Speaker, at one time there was over 200,000 people lived in Afghanistan, and now they've gone down to less than 1,000 people. We are asking the government to do more to bring them back to the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Kitchener-Conestoga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a petition here signed by many residents of Canada that are drawing attention to the House of Commons that at one time Sikhs and Hindus of Afghanistan numbered in the hundreds of thousands, and today less than 5,000 remain. They're calling on the minister, pointing out to the minister that he already has the power by legislation to allow vulnerable minorities to come to Canada as privately sponsored refugees directly from the country where they face persecution, and they're further urging the minister to raise the persecution faced by this community with their Afghan counterpart and to strongly advocate for more to be done to protect them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Peace River Westlaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I too would like to raise my voice and present a petition. The people that have signed this petition are stating that the Sikh and Hindu communities of Canada are ready to sponsor people from Afghanistan. Sikh and Hindus have been persecuted in Afghanistan, and the people that have signed this petition would like the government to do something about it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Député de